Hello everyone, how are you? I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Welcome to my channel, The Last of Us 24 and new video your favorite series, The Last of Us. The Last of Us franchise is in an interesting state at the moment, as there have been a number of highs and lows over the last year. On the positive end of the spectrum, The Last of Us HBO adaptation was phenomenal, allowing a whole new audience to fall in love with characters like Joel and Ellie. Additionally, the £5 version of The Last of Us Part 1 did exactly what it set out to do, offering a much improved version of the 2013 classic. However, on the other end of the spectrum, the PC version of Part 1 suffered a disastrous launch, and The Last of Us multiplayer has supposedly been put on ice. Then, there is The Last of Us 2 Remastered, which has split the community. Gamers seem to either love or hate the idea of a £5 remaster for one of the most critically acclaimed games ever released. Those against the re-release point out that the original version is only 3 years old, while also pointing out a lack of significant visual changes in the upcoming £5 version. However, those in favor of the remaster have shared their excitement for content like The Last of Us 2's lost levels and new outfits, while also praising the $10 upgrade path. Regardless of where fans fall on the remaster, though, most seem to be hyped for No Return, a mode that could be worth bringing back in the multiplayer game if it lives up to its potential. What is The Last of Us 2 Remastered's No Return mode? While details regarding The Last of Us 2 Remastered's No Return mode are limited at the moment, the concept is enough to have fans excited. Supposedly, No Return will be a roguelike game mode, where players start from the beginning if they fail one of the levels, keeping some upgrades to make their next attempt a bit less difficult. According to a rumor, the mode will have 12 different levels to complete, indicating that it could be extensive and something that players can engage with for hours. While a replayable single-player mode with roguelike elements will be a great way to add depth to The Last of Us 2, a modified version of No Return could also feature within the series' multiplayer spin-off, assuming that it does eventually release. How No Return could thrive in a Last of Us multiplayer game. As great as battling hordes of clickers, bloaters, and other enemies will be in No Return, the experience could become even more fun if players were able to fight alongside a friend. A co-op version of the mode could be added into the long-awaited multiplayer game, giving players something else to do beyond factions like PvP and whatever else is included in the spin-off. With multiple players involved, Naughty Dog could take No Return 2.0 in a cooperative or competitive direction. A cooperative focus for a multiplayer version of No Return could have a similar gameplay loop to the version set to release in The Last of Us 2 Remastered, only with players needing to coordinate to survive. Gamers would need to make sure that they are sharing resources evenly and not leaving their partner in a bad spot, which would be something else to keep track of while battling waves of enemies. A competitive angle could be even more interesting, as players could be facing off against another player to get more kills, clear waves quicker, or outdo them in certain challenges like headshots or melee tasks. If players do better on one map than their opponent, they could get an extra upgrade to help them as the roguelike progresses. Both players could be present in the same map, making the competition more intense and allowing them to make things harder on each other by luring harder infected toward their foe. Since The Last of Us multiplayer spin-off is expected to be a live service project, No Return could thrive within the title. With the version set to come in The Last of Us 2 Remastered, it can be assumed that the 12 levels it reportedly offers will be the extent of the content in the mode. However, a live service game could see new stages and enemies added constantly, keeping the mode fresh. It could also offer cosmetic unlocks for The Last of Us players' multiplayer survivors, giving them a reason to keep returning to the mode. We hope you like the items we recommend and discuss. Game Rant has affiliate and sponsored partnerships, so we receive a share of the revenue from some of your purchases. This won't affect the price you pay and helps us offer the best product recommendations.